Hello YouTube, what's up? It's me, it's Fun Cheese. Or you guys can also call me the fan of the KC Chiefs because I'm a huge Chiefs fan. But since the Chiefs season is over, I'll be talking about like recaps of our players. And today I'll start with talking about the linebackers, or mostly inside linebackers. I don't think we even have an outside linebacker. But first off, I'll start talking about linebacker Anthony Hitchens, because Hitchens, for our discuss, you have to say that Hitchens was definitely our best linebacker. That's for sure. Because Hitchens, like, he's like the most athletic one. I just love his athleticism. Because I really love Hitchens. Because Hitchens is amazing. I think he's really awesome. And if I had to discuss, his biggest game was definitely Denver's game. Because back in week 7 he had and two sacks, and one of them sack was actually a strip sack that was recovered for a touchdown by Ragland. But Hitchens is like, I really loved how the way he looked. Like, he made like lots of tackles, and like, man, like he had like, he's amazing. Like, I really love Hitchens. He's also really good as a pass rusher. It's another thing I like about him. Like, sometimes like he's like, sometimes where there's been sometimes where he can just get out to the quarterback, like sack the quarterback. But so he's also an amazing pass rusher, because I always love the way he rushes quarterbacks and like the way he sacks and like tackles people. I just want to say Hitchens is my favorite running back. Linebacker, and go on to the next person. Okay, next person I will talk about will be Reggie Ragland, because I always loved Ragland. Like, first of all, like, Ragland, like, last season, Ragland was, like, really, like, he wasn't really that great last season. Like, yeah, like, he did have 2 interceptions, including the AFC Championship one against New England, but, like I say, Ragland got a lot better this year, including he even had a defensive touchdown against the Broncos in Week 7, but let's say that Ragland, it feels like every year he gets a little bit better, because Ragland, like, getting better. He didn't get an interception this year like he did last year, but like, say like Ragland, I think he's like pretty good the way he's been looking for these like bats like this past year, because like he's one of the main reasons why our defense was much better than last year's defense. And him and also Hitchens, like, say him and Hitchens, I'd probably have to say are my favorite linebackers, because I like the way they move and they tackle, and they like, if you think at Ragland, he isn't that much as a pass rusher, really. Like he really only recorded like 1 sack, mostly because he's an inside linebacker. But yeah, I want to say that Hitchens like rushes the passer much better than Ragland does. I want to say like Ragland, like he does, like, I like the way he covers running backs and everything. But yeah, let's say Ragland is pretty good, and I really love Ragland. Hey, next I'll talk about Damien Wilson. In my opinion, if I were to pick the second best linebacker behind Hitchens, I pick Wilson, because, like, just like exactly like Hitchens, like, Wilson's also much as good as a pass rusher, just like how Hitchens is. I like the way he moves, just like Hitchens, and like, say him. If I were to pick him and Hitchens are probably the best linebackers that rush quarterbacks, because, like, cause I still remember watching that Green Bay game where, like, I like how he kept on putting the pressure on Rodgers, and every time, like every time they got the ball, he always put the pressure on Rodgers. But that's that he also he like, not that, but he also put a lot of pressures like on Brady and everyone else, and just that's what I really love about Wilson, is because I like the he's also really good in coverage. Like, there's been times where he like bat balls down, like he'll like tip balls, or like bat him down. That's what I love about Wilson. And he's probably one of our best pickups we got in the offseason from Dallas. But yeah, like, I'll say Hitchens is probably our second best linebacker. Next linebacker I'll talk about is inside linebacker Darron Lee, because you guys don't know, back in the offseason, like around like March, we traded like a 6th round pick to the Jets for Darron Lee, and I hate saying that, but Darron Lee, he did not play that great this year. Like, I didn't hear his name that much as I heard it from Ragland, Hitchens, or Wilson, but see that Darron Lee, like, he did not play that great this in, like, I don't know if he was hurt or not, but, like, Lee, like, I don't know, because he also came from the Jets, and the Jets are not that good, but I just want to say that Lee, that he was alright, like, like I saw his Jets highlights. Like, I think he got a pick six and like one time for the Jets. One time I think against Detroit against the Jets. But, like anyways, like I say he wasn't that great for us because he's like I didn't hear his name a lot like as Hitchens or like Wilson like that. But I just want to say like he like if I had to like pick like not like the worst like Lee like he didn't like he I don't think he even played it like great at all. But like when I think he did okay for us. But like Lee like I just didn't think he was that great as like Wilson or Lee or anything. Wilson or anything. Okay, sorry about downstairs. My family down there talking. But next I'll talk about inside linebacker Ben Niemann because like well Niemann like he like Ben Niemann was like well he did better than I thought I was gonna play because like well Niemann to be honest I actually kind of like Niemann because of the way he plays like it's like he had that one I think against Atlanta in the preseason 2 years ago he had that huge pick six I think off Matt Ryan I think back in the preseason a couple years ago but like say Niemann I kind of like his athleticism because I like the way he moves around like the only thing I just say about him is negative things like yeah things that I still remember that one Green Bay game where like that Green Bay game like it's like he did not play well at all that Green Bay game because he'll sometimes really just blow coverages but like yeah but say like Ben Niemann like he's really good like hopefully he does better next year for the Chiefs and I'm rooting for Niemann because I really like Niemann because I think Niemann, I believe, was an undrafted free agent last year, or I think he was a drafted free agent from 2017 because I think he actually beat out I think it was Terrence Smith or Ramik Wilson, it was like Akeem Elite. It was one of them three that he beat out, which I think is a good idea because those guys aren't really that great. Or Ramik Wilson probably was, but wait, like I want to say I really like him. I'm a fan of Niemann, and I hope he does better than. I think he should have a big year next year because like, to be honest, he's still pretty young. Like, yes, I'm rooting for Niemann. Hope he does good. Okay, and the last linebacker I will talk about will be Dorian O'Daniel. Like, if you're wondering, we selected O'Daniel from last year from the 2018 draft. He was third pick, and they leave the 100th pick. And I think O'Daniel missed a few games this year, but I just want to say like O'Daniel like I haven't heard his name a lot from like only I've heard remember him as recovering a fumble against the Raiders game back in week 14 where I think he recovered a fumble off the rate from the Raiders, but like I say like I like the way O'Daniel plays, like I like the way he tackles. I think just like Niemann, I think he should have a bigger year next year because the way he plays, but I think him and mostly Niemann should have big years next year. Like hopefully he can get an interception and a sack cuz I like the way he plays. I think he was a much better pick than Breland Speaks in my opinion to be honest. But I want to say he was the best pick from the draft last year because I think Noddy was probably our best pick from last year because he was better. I think O'Daniel was better than Tramon Smith or Khalil McKenzie, but he was better than them. But I just want to say I think you should have a big year next year. I just want to say, but those are all my rookie recaps. And if I gave a grade for these linebacker position, I'd probably give like a B or so. These do get mad at me, but it's my opinion to think about the Chiefs linebackers, and I'll probably do some more recaps later. I hope you guys have a nice day and go Chiefs. We're Super Bowl 54 champions. Bye.